So you may have heard the term swing your swing. Well, in today's video, I'm going to share what is meant by that term, and I'm going to share a little bit of a personal journey that I'm going through at the moment and why it's so important for me to swing my swing right now, and also how that might help you and what to look for when you're trying to work on something in the swing and make sure it's something that you can do and you're not trying to just swing the perfect swing. So let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Danny Malcolm. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. Today I'm going to be sharing something that I think is super important. It's been on my mind a lot in just the last couple of weeks, so I'm really excited just to jump on and share a bit of a personal journey that I'm going through, but also to get you guys thinking out there whether or not what you're trying to do in your golf swing is the right thing for you. We're all built so differently. We've all got our own limitations, our own injuries. There's many different ways to swing the golf club. All that really matters is what's happening at impact. That tiny split second at impact, that's all the ball cares about. And can we get there in a way that's repeatable for us? That's going to be, repeatable, number one. It's going to be safe, and it's going to be efficient to produce the shots you want and more consistency. So I'm going to be sharing a little bit about how I've had to change my swing of late, and that's due to a lot of some injuries that I've got, and I know many people might relate with some of these injuries I have, but also just start to think about your own body, your own limitations, where this might show up in your golf swing. So I'm going to share 3 or 4 different parts of my body as such that's affecting how I can actually move. And years gone by, I've tried to, my idol Tiger Woods growing up, that's the only reason I started the game. I didn't think golf was accessible for me as a kid, but seeing Tiger Woods got everyone excited, right? So that got me into golf. I'm so grateful for that. But I spent many years trying to swing it exactly like he did, and found out over time, specifically when I got into coaching, that wasn't the best way for me. It wasn't great for my body. It wasn't repeatable. And so over the years, I've discovered that there's lots of different ways to get this job done. And just of late, I've got a few injuries that I'll share. I won't go too deep into it, but essentially both my hips, I have labral tears in them. So that's causing some pain, some limitations in mobility. And that's means to, if I want to play golf, I've got to do something a little bit differently. I've also got a few limitations in my thoracic area. I've got a shoulder dislocation that I've done twice, one through playing football, soccer, and another one through training. And so I just want to speak into some of those, how it shows up in my golf swing, the tests that actually show that, and then how I'm choosing to work around it at the moment, because I still want to play golf. I love the game, albeit I don't get much time, obviously coaching full time and with a family, but like many of us, we're a bit low on time. We want to get the most out of what we can do with our bodies to get the best shots that we can, right? And in a safe way. So the first one, I'm going to just show you a screen here. This is one of the TPI screens. So I've been working with TPI for a long time in terms of their understanding of the body and how that might show up in a golf swing. One screen here is just testing your lower quarter, your lower half. So I'm just going to show you here. I'm just going to grab a 6-iron, and I'm just going to show you the backswing move. So this is a screen we do to test how does your lower half move. That's ankle mobility, hip, etc. All of your lower half. Now with this test, we'd stand with our foot perpendicular to the golf club. Left foot's just for balance, and I'm going to do the backswing, and I'll show you this one here. So hands on the hips, and as I rotate to the right, you'll see that is it for me. That is it. I don't know, that's not much rotation. Any more than that, there'll be pain in there. That's gonna, basically my joint is gonna be, it's not designed to rotate at the moment with the things that are going on there with the cam impingement. So that's what I've got. Not great, right? But we can work around that in a golf swing, which I'll show you in a moment. Generally, we'd like to see, can we get to this 60-degree marker here with our orange stickers? That would mean me getting my hips all the way to here, which is just not feasible. So you see the adjustments I've made in a moment. Number 2, my thoracic here. This is a test that we do generally just sat down with our feet and knees together, sat down on a chair, club behind my shoulders, and I'll rotate to the right and to the left. If I was to do that sat down, you'll see very restricted in my thoracic region. Not sure why that is. I try and work on it a lot, but I'm still very restricted there. That's the second piece. And number 3 is my shoulder. So I've dislocated that twice playing football. The same reason my hips have gone a bit dodgy, I think, in my later years. It's caught up with me, but years of playing football as a kid. And but in 10 years ago, I was playing football, dislocated my shoulder, did it again training, and you'll see that my mobility, if I do this test here, which we call the 90-90 test, is quite restricted. That's twinging already, that's a bit of pain there. So that makes it challenging for me to set the club in the position perhaps that I'd like. So just speaking into those 3 specific screens there are 16 altogether, but with those 3 it picks up some very important and useful information. So years gone by, I would be trying to swing like Tiger. I'd be getting my hips to turn, I'd be getting my hands nice and high, I'd be getting the club set beautifully, nice big turn, all this good stuff. Not going to happen anymore, not going to happen. So I've had to adjust a few things. Number 1, for my feet, or for my hips, I can't turn into that hip, or about 10 degrees of rotation. So what I'm going to do, or what I am doing at the moment, is flaring that foot out quite a bit. So you'll see that's about 30 degrees or so. That's a fair bit there to help facilitate that rotation without the need for me to turn into that hip. Also, you'll notice that I'm actually putting that right foot back a little bit here. Again, that just helps me get a bigger turn without actually turning into my hips. It helps me get deeper turn, more around, without actually putting any pain or pressure, strain whatsoever into my hip. So that's the first piece. Number 2, with my thoracic being tight, that also helps me get a bigger turn to offset some of this. And I'll also just accept that this is as far as my swing is going to go. I'm going to have a shorter swing. That's fine. I've got to accept that. If I want to swing longer, I need to increase my mobility or fix this, or I'm going to have to stand up out of posture. I'm going to have to do some crazy things to get a bigger swing. So working within my body is set up with my feet like this, understanding that I'm only going to turn to here. I also have very poor lat mobility. For someone that works out a lot, you'd think I'd be a bit better than this, but it's just my body's very tight, so my arms don't go all the way up. And so again, there's no reason for me to try and put my arms high when they don't want to do that. So they're going to be a little bit more across my chest. My arm plane would be more across my shoulder plane. And that works. This is where my body wants to go. This is how my body wants to move. So why fight against it? I see it so often, players trying to move where their body doesn't want to go. It doesn't mean, if you can move there, then you can train to move there. But if physically it doesn't want to move there, then why are we trying to move in a position where the body just does not want to go? It always wants to move in the path of least resistance. So that's the other piece. And then, so you'll see I've got a shorter swing. I'm not putting my hands as high. So here we are to here. And then the final piece there is my shoulder. So again, I'm really going to struggle to get that club set with my arm out in front like this. So again, I just accept that my arm's only going to want to go to here. So my elbow's going to flare out just a little bit. And that's fine. So this is how my backswing looks. So it's shorter, it's a bit more across my body. This is flared out a little bit, but that's where my body wants to go. So I'm adapting. So how that looks now, my ball flight's changed as well, because I want to hit little draws. So I'm going to have to just work my stance a little bit more this way, swing a little bit more around me. You'll see that my takeaway is not in the textbook position, whatever that is. There's no perfect way to swing this club. So you see that I'm a bit more inside, and a lot of that's to do with my setup, a lot of it's to do with my lat mobility. And so I'll set the club more here. That's going to really help me just get the club swinging a little bit more from the inside with less pressure on my body. So I'm not standing square on and trying to force things in, trying to get turn into my hips. It's not going to happen. So super important, guys, super important to understand your body. So opening the foot up, pegging it back a little bit, and you'll see my swing here is a little bit deeper around me and through. And my speed has dropped off quite a lot in recent months given the injuries. So my 7.9 speed just sitting normally at around 80 miles an hour. Before that it was closer, 87, 88 miles an hour. So it's dropped off a fair bit, but that's okay. I'm just understanding the body, and So again, you see that setup there, you see the shape of the shot. Here we are. You see swinging a bit more around myself here and through. And that's just so much less pressure on the body, so I can actually enjoy the game whilst going through some injuries, and that's no harm to my hip. It's no issues, there's no pain. The biggest pain actually is walking around the golf course. So I definitely don't carry a bag. Maybe I should get one of those electric trolleys, or it might be time to get a cart. So again, here we are, foot's back, allowing that club just to swing a bit more around. That's where my body wants to go. This elbow is just going to flare a little bit of a shorter swing. And now I'm going to try and generate the speed with my legs, with my glutes, with my lower half. So I'll just show you that on video. I'll show you these setup changes. So if you come to setup here, you'll notice that, you can't see from the front on view here, but if that was my alignment, you can see that foot's gone back a few inches. If you saw from the front on view, you see that's also flared out. And now as we take the club back, I'll just put my lines in here, which I like to do to check that I'm staying in posture. So as we go to the top, in the takeaway here, you'll notice that club's coming on the inside there. So the club head is inside. Generally, you'd see with some of the pros, you'll see the club head a little bit more here, a bit more on plane as such. But this is working with my body. And as we go to the top, you'll see that the hands are a bit deeper behind me. They're almost opposite my right bicep at this point. The club's still nicely on plane, but the hands are more opposite my bicep. Again, a bit of a shorter swing. Arm plane, you can see, is matching my shoulder plane, so I've got some depth there in my hands. And then as we come down, you'll see how much easier it is for me to get that club back on plane. And then for that draw, that is my preference just now, because it's going to give me a bit more distance, given that I can't swing it as fast. So I'm just sitting at 80 here. Normally I'd be a little bit higher than that. And so having that club just coming inside here, and you'll see the club head is in this position, that means the path's going to move more out to the right, coming into impact. And there you'll see that ball flight. Here's path and face here, so you see that ball flight. Nice little draw, and that's working with my body. It's no stress. I can still enjoy the game, and I've just adapted, because usually I used to like to play a bit of a fade, but I don't have the speed at the moment to get away with that. So yeah, I thought that was just one that I really wanted to share with you guys, and just to get you guys thinking. Where's your body at? Where's your body at? What's the right swing for you? And going back to that term, swing your swing. Absolutely, guys, swing your swing. Find out what your swing is. Understand your body. Go and visit a TPI professional, TPI certified, who will go through a screen, a full sort of movement screen with you, see where your body's at. It's not about passing or failing. It's just seeing where's your body at, where's your limitations, speak about your injuries, and then work with a coach who understands that, and is not going to try and force you into positions that your body doesn't want to go, because that's not going to be repeatable. It could potentially cause injury. So yeah, please guys, we want to play this game for many years. I want to play it until I'm old. I want to take my son out golfing in years to come. I want to do it in a safe way. Still want to hit some good shots. Still want to enjoy it. So yeah, hope that helps. If you've got any questions on that, on anything, please let me know. Pop a comment in below. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope that helped. Hope it's got you thinking a little bit about swinging your swing, not trying to swing the perfect swing. And ultimately, it's all about impact. So adjusting your swing to your body and to the ball flight that you want. All right, guys, that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed that, and look forward to seeing you on the next video.